morning. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. Today I'll be talking about the 2015 Carolina Panthers. This is part 77. This team definitely was a great team for that season. They were 15-1. They were coached by Ron Rivera. They won their divisional playoff game against the Seahawks, 31-24, and then they blew out the Cardinals 49-15. But unfortunately, they lost to the eventual Super Bowl champion, the Denver Broncos, 24-10. So they picked the wrong time to really, not play like they was playing during the regular season and during the playoffs, because they had scored a combined a total of 80 points in the playoffs. 31 against the Seahawks, 49 against the Arizona Cardinals, respectively. They only was held to 10 points. Now, the Broncos had a great defense. One of the great defense you ever want to see during that season. So, some got to give, like I said, that old cliche again, defense wins championships. Now, Pro Bowlers. The Pro Bowlers, number 10. Thomas Davis was a Pro Bowler. Along with Ryan Khalil. 10 Pro Bowlers. Luke Kuechly, Cam Newton, Josh Norman, Greg Olsen, Kawan Short, Jonathan Stewart, Mike Tolbert, and Trey Turner. They had 8 All-Pro players on the AP poll. Mike Tolbert, Kawan Short, Greg Olsen, Josh Norman, Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Ryan Khalil, and Thomas Davis. So they had a great cast of All-Pros and Pro Bowlers on its respective platforms, as far as like the All-Pro team and the Pro Bowl team. The Panthers had their best regular season record in franchise history. They finished 15-1. They became the 7th team in NFL history to win at least 15 games since the league expanded to a 16-game schedule in 1978. They started the season 14-0, not only setting franchise records for the best start, the longest season winning streak, but also posting the best start to a season by an NFC team since the NFL-AFL merger, breaking the 13-0 record that was shared with the 2009 New Orleans Saints and the aforementioned 2011 Packers. Now they joined also the 72 Dolphins, the 2007 Patriots, the 09 Colts, all from the AFC, as the only teams to start 14-0. They clinched their 3rd straight NFC title in the South, NFC South title on December 6th. And the Atlanta Falcons lost earlier in the day, becoming the first team to clinch a playoff berth that season. They had a home playoff game for the 3rd consecutive season. They were undefeated. Streak came to an end at the hands of the Falcons in a Week 16 matchup. So they went 15-1 to beat Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had the home field advantage throughout the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. The Panthers had the league's top offense. Cam Newton was the MVP. So they was doing their thing. They was a big time team, but they just ran into a defense that was just tough to deal with. And they lost 24-10. So let's look at, first and foremost, let's look at the Super Bowl and what happened, what went wrong in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 50, Panthers and the Broncos. Now, the Panthers were favored by 5.5 points, but again, Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl because of their great defense for that season. Von Miller was the MVP. Rightfully so. Von Miller was MVP for the rightfully so. Um, Broncos had a 10-0 lead. They never trailed. Denver had 7 sacks, forced 4 turnovers. Carolina, on the other hand, had 5 sacks and 2 turnovers. This was the final game for Peyton Manning, who retired. Brandon McManus had a 34-yard field goal, and they took the lead 3-0. The score marked the first time in the entire postseason that Carolina was facing a deficit. So, on 3rd down and 10 from the 15-yard line, linebacker Von Miller knocked the ball out of Newton's hands while sacking him, and defensive lineman Malik Jackson recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown that gave him a 10-0 lead. This was the first fumble return touchdown in the Super Bowl since Super Bowl 28 in the 1993 season. That was the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills when they played the second time. But Carolina came back strong with a 73-yard drive on 9 plays where Newton completed all his passes, all 4 of his pass attempts, 51 yards, rushed twice for 25 yards, and Jonathan Stewart finished the drive with a 1-yard touchdown. So they was back in the game 10-7 with 11:28 to go. So the Broncos receiver Jordan Norwood received a punt from Brad Schnortman's short 28-yard punt, swung by Panther players, but none of them attempted to make a tackle, apparently thinking Norwood had called a fair catch. Instead, Norwood had not done so. With no resistance around him, he took off for a Super Bowl record 61-yard return before Mario Addison tackled him at the 14-yard line. So despite the excellent field position that Denver had, McManus kicked the field goal to make it a 13-7 lead. So fullback Mike Tolbert lost the phone while being tackled by safety Darian Stewart, which linebacker Danny Trevathan recovered on the Broncos' 40-yard line. The Kansas soon took the ball back when Coney Ely intercepted Manning and returned the ball 19 yards to the Panthers' 39-yard line with 4:23 on the clock. The Panthers could not gain any yards with their possession and had to punt. After a Denver punt, Carolina drove to the 45-yard line of the Broncos with 11 seconds left, no timeouts. Newton was sacked by Marcus Ware, causing time for the half to expire. So in the second half, the Panthers seemed to promise to score on their opening drive when Newton completed a 45-yard pass play to Ted Ginn Jr. It was the longest play of the game for either team. So they had the ball at the 35-yard line on their second offensive play. However, the defense of the Broncos did their thing, halted the drive on the 26-yard line, and ended up with a Graham Gano field goal attempt, which was missed from 44 yards. Hit the upright on a 45-yard field goal attempt, the Gano field goal attempt. So after the miss, Manning threw a pair of passes to Emmanuel Sanders for 25 and 22 yards respectively, and set up another field goal from 33 yards from McManus to make it a 16-7 lead. Carolina got off to another strong start after the kickoff, where Newton threw a 42-yard pass play to Corey Brown, but they came up empty again, where Newton's pass was bounced off the hands of Ginn and was intercepted by safety T.J. Ward. So Ward fumbled the ball deep in Denver territory during the return, but Trevathan was able to recover the ball, enabling Denver to keep possession. So, you're a Carolina fan, you're thinking when that offensive exposure is going to strike, and it never happened. Again, this defense of the Broncos, they were great during that year. I think they was like number 1 in the league. So there'll be no more scoring in the third quarter. So in the fourth quarter, the Broncos drove to the Panthers' 41-yard line. Ely knocked the ball out of the man's hand. He was winding up for a pass, then recovered it for Carolina on the 50-yard line. The Devin Funches caught a 16-yard pass from Cam Newton and a 12-yard run by Jonathan Stewart, set up a field goal like a note, and it was from 39 yards. Now it's 16-10. So you got a situation where they're back in the game, 16-10. But the next three drives, unfortunately, of the game would end in punts. Again, it's defense of the Broncos. So, 4:51 left. Carolina got the ball on their own 24-yard line. Score 26-10. Excuse me, the score at 16-10. So the game still hung in the balance for a game-winning drive for the Panthers, but soon faced a 3rd and 9. Miller again stripped the ball away from Newton. After several players dove for it, it took a long bounce backwards and was recovered by Ward, who returned it 5 yards to the Panthers' 4-yard line. Newton was the third player to attempt a recovery of the ball, while various angles appeared to show that he had a decent probability of recovery if he dived in his attempt. Newton instead hesitated and tried to drop on top of the ball, which failed. A split-second decision later earned him criticism. Denver's offense was kept out of the end zone for 3 plays, a holding penalty on Josh Norman, the cornerback of the Panthers, gave the Broncos a new set of downs. Anderson scored on a 2-yard touchdown run. Manning completed a pass to Benny Fowler for a 2-point conversion, giving Denver a 24-10 lead with 3:08 left and eventually putting the game away. Carolina had 2 more drives and managed 1 first down between them before the game ended. So Broncos won the Super Bowl. Miller was the MVP. Von Miller, 6 tackles, 5 solo, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He was everywhere. In the case of DeMarcus Ware, should have won the MVP because he had 5 tackles, 2 sacks. And look at TJ Ward, he had 7 tackles, a fumble recovery, and an interception. Cam Newton just didn't play well, man. He was sacked 6 times, 18 out of 41 for 265 yards, terrible. 1 interception, 2 fumbles, not good enough. Did not get the job done. So that's basically it. For the Panthers were a team that should have won that championship, but they ran to, again, one of the best defenses you're ever going to see. Because I'm going to look at that Broncos defense. They had to be ranked number 1 at that time. Because defensively, they held it down for 3 playoff games. They had 14 sacks, 7 turnovers. They surrendered only 1 touchdown pass. They gave a total of 44 combined points. They held Pittsburgh to 16 points. They held the Patriots to 18 points. And they held the Carolina Panthers to 10 points. So they were dominant on defense. Dominant. Yeah, they were number 1 in defense, total yards, number 1 in yards per play, number 3. They were number 3 against the run. They were number 1 versus the against the run, against as far as like yards per rush. They were number 1 in pass defense. They only allowed 199.6 yards per game. 2nd in yards per pass. Scoring defense, they were 4th. They were number 1 in sacks. Number 1 in sacks, 52. They were tied for first with forced fumbles, 22. They were number 4, tied for that with 13 fumble recoveries, so 14 interceptions, tied for 13. So they had a great defense, and that's what happened to the Panthers. They ran to a defense that was a defense for the ages. They were one of the great defense you're ever going to see for the regular season. So that concludes a look at the 2015 Carolina Panthers. It's part 77 of the professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. If you like, subscribe to the channel, comment, do whatever you can to support the channel. This is Rashad Mitchell. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.